Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today for our exclusive launch event for the public sale of KNYT. I'm KNYT. I'm the new communications, content, and experience director here, and I'm very excited to be with y'all today. I'm very passionate about using the unique aspects of the metaKnyts ecosystem to connect it within the wider use of the KNYT. I believe that we have such amazing intellectual property and such a vibrant community, and I'm very excited to be a part of this movement. I'm excited to be here today and joined by Dele. He is our visionary behind metaKnyts and the KNYT. He's here to talk about all of the potential behind the KNYT and the launch. So, hey, Dele, how are you?
Hey, great, Caitlin. Great to be here.
What's on your mind today?
Oh, it's all about KNYT and freedom, digital freedom, financial freedom.
Absolutely. That's the word of the day.
Ain't it just? And joyfulness, yeah. Freedom and joy, yeah. That's kind of what's on my mind right now. But yeah, no, just really stoked to be at this point. I think metaKnyts started as an idea back in 2018, 2019. We launched it as a RegCF campaign. A year later, we were in the thick of a pandemic. Everyone was stuck at home, and the project really came to life. And since then, we went on to create 13 stories to really sort of introduce this whole new concept of digital sovereignty, data sovereignty, AI sovereignty, intellectual sovereignty. And it's just amazing how much the world has changed since then. This was before Beeple, before the NFT revolution, before the AI revolution, before the zero knowledge proof kind of capabilities have come forward. So to be at this point now and launching KNYT and introducing our own economy is just really exciting. It's really super stoking.
Absolutely. This is one of the most exciting projects I've had the pleasure to be a part of, and I'm so excited. I'm just going to get right into it. So obviously we've been teasing a giveaway, and I want to let folks know how they can participate in that. We're going to be doing 3 exclusive giveaways for KNYT during our event today. Each giveaway is going to give attendees a chance to win 186 KNYT, and Dele is going to get into why that number is important in just a minute. But we're going to give you guys a little bit of a head start in getting your feet into the crypto universe and into the KNYT community. So I'm going to go through how the giveaway works. So make sure you're paying attention so you can enter the giveaway and win KNYT. So to enter, simply type KNYT into the live chat during the stream when we announce our first giveaway. Our giveaway tool is going to automatically track all of these entries with the correct hashtag, which is #KNYT. When it's time, we're going to use that tool to randomly select a winner, and then the name's going to be displayed on the screen for everyone to see. We're going to follow up in a private message in the chat here to get your contact info to make sure that we're able to contact you to get you the KNYT. And the giveaways are going to happen at 3 points during our event. So the first giveaway is going to be right after our first how to buy tutorial. The second giveaway is going to take place during our discussion with some of our investors. And then the final giveaway is going to be towards the end of the event when we're wrapping things up. So make sure that you're here for a chance to win. Dele, I know that I teased this a little at the beginning, but do you want to kind of discuss how much folks will be winning and why that number is so relevant?
Yeah, so we're going to give away 186 KNYT to in each of those raffles. Anyone who's been following the metaKnyts saga and the story has been keeping up with us knows that 186 is a really powerful and important number in our law. I'm not going to give away why tonight, but you know what I am going to do? I'm going to up the stakes on it a bit, in the sense we've been running a competition for a while now, and unfortunately no one has gotten this right as yet. But tonight I will declare that we will give 1,860 KNYT to anyone who can guess as to what 186 It's a combination of those numbers, and I'm going to tell you what the combination is. But the combination of 186 and 0, what that number means, and why it's important in the metaKnyts law. Kind of, if you go through the books, there are some Easter eggs within there. I think we're all about the numbers with metaKnyts, and that's why it's really exciting to be at a point that we're introducing KNYT, because the money is all about the numbers. And even metaKnyts, I'm gonna say categorically here, because I'm among friends and family here, we got knocked pretty heavily sideways in 2022 when Zuckerberg rebranded himself Meta, which we know, and I can show you guys, and I'm not going to get into any negative talk tonight, but I know for a fact, and he's been following us, and I can show you, I got receipts that
We're talking numbers and
we're
receipts.
talking
Okay.
numbers. We're talking numbers, right? And Zuckerberg basically rebranded Facebook to Meta, definitely in part because of MetaMe and metaKnyts. They actually commissioned our comic production team in Nigeria to produce a comic after metaKnyts. But Meta actually means 3 in Yoruba. So it's actually a really important number as part of our law. So when we talk about meta self, metaKnyts, it's not just about this abstract self, it's about the third self, it's about the third internet. And you'll start to see this. This is really what KNYT COYN and iCubes, for example, your KNYT COYN is the first cryptocurrency for a new class of currencies that we call coin. And the protocol is currency of your network. And it's really about sovereignty around information, identity, and intellect. So we talk about the IQ protocol, that's I to the power of 3. So it's all numerical. Everything's very numerical in this project. It's all the numbers have meaning. It's tied in with metaphysics, cosmology. So, because that's really the age in which we're living. It's really about truth, as opposed to misinformation and disinformation. And we know that this is the power of blockchain technology, primarily around information. When we talk about data sovereignty, it's about owning your truth, really. That's what we're really talking about. How do you own your truth? How do you own your information? That's what it really is, your memories, your thoughts, your desires, your aspirations and fears. And we now have a framework to codify that and a currency to bring it to life. So yeah, if anyone can get down to what the 1860 combination is. So there's 2 parts to that puzzle. What is the number and why is it important? If you can get that right, there's 1,860 KNYT COYN coming your way.
That's wild. I'm so excited. I really hope someone gets it. I hope you guys are going through the comics, searching. Can you control F through the comics or okay, well, since this is a public launch event for the sale of KNYT COYN, I think that we should get right down to business and teach these folks how they can buy some KNYT COYN. I know that we have a video on our YouTube channel. Make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube if you're not already. That kind of walks us through this process a little bit. But can you do some screen sharing maybe and walk us through this a bit?
Absolutely. I'll walk you through directly in terms of how this process works. So let's go to KNYTCoin.com. So, you basically can come to KNYTCoin.com and it's pretty straightforward. If you want to see the prospectus, which kind of details out what the KNYT COYN is, you just click on this link here. This also takes you to all of our social sites as well. So if you want to catch up with what's going on, go there. But basically you go to buy now. And that launches this here. I'll close this one down so we don't have a duplicate. So then basically, if you come here for the first time, and I know that there have been problems with this before, I'll come to that in a minute. But essentially, once you get to this page here, you'll see this button. It takes a little while to load, saying Connect Wallet. And you'll also see what's also forming underneath here, which will pop up in a minute, is a widget. There we go. Sorry, I just clicked refresh there while it was doing that. But you'll see a widget underneath here that will tell you, allow you to convert ETH to KNYT COYN. So first of all here, this is the number of KNYT COYN that you're buying. Each coin is basically priced at 0.0005 ETH. And we went back and forth a lot around how to sort of structure this and put it together, but we'll get into that in a little bit of detail. So basically you can so you can basically choose the amount you want, the amount of coin you can buy. So basically 0.005 ETH is about $1.30. The price fluctuates according to ETH, and that's an important thing in terms of the pricing with KNYT COYN, because we want to keep KNYT COYN private coin for a little while so we can build value in the community. So you won't see a value for it in your wallet when you get it, but you will always be able to know that it's launched at basically 0.0005 ETH. So you could put it in here. You can either enter a number that you want. The minimum, we've put a minimum now of 50 KNYT coin. Before in the private round, you could do, I mean, it started higher, but there's basically a minimum, which is about $65. Now here you will see exactly how much that will cost you in ETH. Well, not quite exactly, but approximately how much that will cost you in ETH. You can put that number in here, just copy and paste it. Yeah, you can basically copy and paste that number here, and you have to make sure that there's no space after it, and it will tell you. So it's $65.57. You can also put in here a number, and it will tell you how many ETH, so you can kind of then approximate how much you want to spend as well by looking at the amount of ETH and then seeing what that correlates to in terms of dollars here. So it's a little way to play around with how to figure out what you want to do there. I'll also make sure I don't forget, if you have any problems at all, you can click the support button. This will take you through to our WhatsApp support group, and myself, Caitlin, Dave, and some other folk, and the community itself, other members of the community are in that and can help you with that there. But anyway, I digress. So let's go back. Let's go back to like 50 KNYT coin and then go. So what happens? So now you have a few options in terms of how you can buy your KNYT coin. Now, if you're a little bit crypto savvy and you already have a MetaMask wallet or a Coinbase wallet, this is definitely going to be your easiest route. You're going to pay least fees and charges if you already have crypto, Ethereum specifically in your wallet. And then you can and make sure you have enough ETH in your wallet, which you can see from the previous little applet that we showed on how to do that. So you can connect with your MetaMask wallet or Coinbase wallet. Now, also, if you have ETH, this is probably, if you have a wallet, it's probably helpful to do this. You can select MetaMask and still even go through our applet and pay with credit card later on. But this kind of just gives you a little bit more control around where your crypto is if you actually have one of these wallets in the first place. But if you don't and you're completely new to crypto, no problem at all. You can connect with your social login services, and this will create a wallet for you. You can, and if you don't want to use any of those, you can also use an email address, which I'm going to do here because I've set it up with an email address just to show you how this works. You can use a phone number, a passkey. I will say though, when you go through this route here, you will have to go through a KYC, know your customer process. Now, it depends. Sometimes they mandate it, sometimes it doesn't. It depends a bit on state and different things and which of these avenues you go through. But if you do, you may need to have your driving license, enter your driving license details, take a selfie as part of the KYC process. You only need to do that once though. And once you've done that, you're basically set up and you've got a wallet and you're able to move forward with either crypto or fiat going forward. So let's say I use email here, and what will happen is that a code will be sent to me via email, and this will happen to you as well. I'm not going to come out of this just to make it easier. I'll get this code on my phone, and you'll get an email from either Third Web or Linked when you're doing any of these. So I have my code here. Enter that code, and then basically it will, if you haven't, like I say, if you have, you'll come to this buy now button. And if you haven't, you might start a KYC process at this stage, but you come now to buy now, and you'll see here, this is telling you what the connection wallet is. Your wallet address is here. You can't see it at the moment, but it's basically telling you what that this is what your ID is registered against. So then you go choose payment method, and then you can see you can go crypto or card. So again, if you have crypto, if you connect it with Firefox, with MetaMask or your wallet, that would be the symbol that you would see here. But you could still select pay with credit card or crypto at this stage as well. And if you select crypto, then it's pretty straightforward. You can also add a wallet here at this stage, but anyway, that's kind of less information. We're going to stick with our wallet here. And if you have crypto here, I've got some crypto, but not enough in my wallet. So It's a little bit tricky adding crypto to this from here like this. So if you're using this method, oops, sorry, you can basically choose credit card, right? So now it's telling me it's about $69.99 to continue. And then I can basically do that. Now it's going to open this third web widget effectively to process this payment. And effectively, as you'll see this in a second, and this was broken a little bit before. I know a lot of people were having problems with this before, and I'll come back to that at the end. But essentially, this payment window opens, and it can take a little bit of time. And I guess it's going to be even slower because I'm doing a webcast from my computer at the same time right now.
Well, now's a good time for me to say that the first KNYT giveaway is live. So if folks want to start entering #KNYT into the chat for a chance to win some KNYT, now is a good time to do that.
Yeah, and so what happens when you get to this process here is confirm your wallet. I would suggest at this point, it's a good idea to copy this wallet address, just copy and paste it somewhere so that you know that, because that's going to tell you what your wallet is, and you can go to Etherscan, and you'll see this in your receipt as well, but it's good for you to identify that's the wallet address. So I just say, okay, I'm going to use that wallet, and this is where your KNYT are going to be sent to. That's why it's important to know what this wallet address is. That's basically a unique identifier. And here, I've already got a card set up and aligned with the system. You could add another one here, pay another way. You can use PayPal and all these other things here. But I'm going to go with this card that I've got. And you can see here, sometimes it will come straight to this screen, and you can change that if you want to use another card. And then basically you review your order. And you might find, as I go to pay here, as I've been talking through this a long time, the price of crypto is constantly moving. So sometimes when you go to pay, you might get a red error message saying the price of crypto has changed, meaning that it's gone up. If it's costing more than it did at the point when you started the transaction. So you might be asked to accept that these changes in prices. That's totally fine. You can do. Sometimes it is breaking for people here at this point as well. We have played around with the algorithm a little bit, increased, exactly. So you see here, the price of ETH updated. Please accept the new price to complete your purchase. So accept and pay. So I've accepted. We've actually increased there's a little more that we've put on it, the transaction, to cover these charges. We're not going to take that money. It will remain in your wallet. So when you remember at the beginning, we saw that I had like 0.002 ETH or rather in my wallet. So you'll have some ETH there just to kind of facilitate these things, because it can be a nightmare if you don't have enough ETH in your wallet. Sometimes it crashes the transaction. So you see anyway here, the payment is confirmed and it's sending this ETH to my wallet. Now, this is a really key part. You know, part of this mission is to make you crypto savvy. So, you know, you're really learning about crypto here. What's actually happening now is that we're bridging Web 2 and Web 3, and we're taking fiat money, US dollars, and we're purchasing ETH. That ETH is now being sent to that wallet address. Remember the one that I asked you to copy? It's being sent there now to facilitate the transaction of your purchase of your KNYT. So this can take a little while, because this is basically writing to the blockchain to confirm the transaction. And this is the powerful thing about the blockchain. All of these transactions are completely transparent. So now you see it's complete. So the transaction is the purchase of what we've done now is purchase ETH to be able to buy KNYT. So now we can continue with our transaction using the ETH that we have got to purchase our KNYT. And we can see that it's done. And basically, what I forgot to do was show you how to jump to Etherscan. There's a little window at the end there which basically shows you how you can see that transaction on Etherscan. You'll see it. It's a little window that pops up, and basically you click on that and that will open here and it will show you your exact transaction. And Etherscan is how you can observe transactions across the blockchain. I'm going to stick in my wallet address that you saw me copy here, and you can just go to Etherscan and put in a transaction address like this, and you can see now this is 32 seconds ago. There's my transaction 0.0025 ETH, 0.025 Ether rather, and bang zoom, it's right there. So you can trace all of your transactions. Everything is completely transparent on the blockchain. This is obviously more information than anyone cares about, so I'm not going to bore you with it anymore. But it's really as simple as that in terms of how you make your purchase using crypto. It's even easier with crypto. Last thing I will say as well, we have also integrated the KNYT COYN into the KNYT wallet. So basically, you can all come to your KNYT. Everyone who's a metaKnyts investor has got a KNYT wallet, and basically come to offers here. When you come to offers, you won't have, many of you will not have anything showing here. The way that it works is that you have to save your offers in order for them to show. So you can just click on this Discover More button here. I've saved these two here just for ease. But when you get here, you know, there's all of the metaKnyts franchise, the comics and our AI services. You can buy these comics here as before. And eventually, I will say, you will be able to, this is what they call a marketplace. And eventually you will be able to use your KNYT COYN in our marketplace, but not yet. So you can come here and go to KNYT COYN, and then it will show you, you go to view details here, and there you see you can actually make this purchase inside your KNYT COYN wallet as well. So this is another way. It's really the same applet, same service. You can see it takes a little while for it to connect and see wallet here, but you know, you've got all the same services and features. And like I say, if you have any problems at all, just click this support and we'll come back and help you. But yeah, you can basically connect your wallet here, and you can see here again, you know, whether you're going to use email address or phone number. I would put my email address in and blah 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 blah. But that is essentially the same process overall there. So super easy, super straightforward, and you know, super valuable in terms of what it brings for you.
100%. I want to give everyone just one more second to enter the drawing. It's hashtag KNYTCOYN, all caps, KNYT COYN. I'm going to do the drawing here in just a second, and we're going to release our first winner. One thing I want to touch on really quick that Dele mentioned as folks are getting their last entries in is the WhatsApp group that we have for any support with what Dele went through. I think that it's a really amazing feature that we have this WhatsApp community, because we really honestly believe in true digital literacy, and that goes beyond knowing crypto. It's how to buy and use it in a safe environment. And I think that this tool really empowers our community to become comfortable with crypto and maybe get away from some of those crypto people that live in the universe that prey upon people that are excited about these good things. So I just wanted to give a little shout to that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, that's a really great, important point. You know, crypto is complicated. It's dangerous in some regards. There's a lot of sharky people in the industry. I have to say, there are a lot of sharks in the industry. These degens, as they like to call themselves, aren't really building any real value for anyone and just really exploiting everyone. So that's a problem. Yeah. But you can't, what's the word? Never throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah. You know, it is a revolutionary technology, and, you know, its ability to change the world is really dramatic. So, you know, we're really going out of our way to make this safe and friendly for people. So that's KNYT COYN. We're going to do a lot to protect KNYT COYN and to protect our community around KNYT COYN. To kind of protect you from all those degens and all that kind of degen madness out there. This is not a meme coin. It is not 0.00001 fraction of a cent. No, we priced it in this way even because we want it to be ergonomic. We want it to make sense. You know, when you're thinking about a KNYT COYN, thinking like a gold coin or a penny or a cent, or that's what money was always originally supposed to be. Built in these manners that we could all connect with. We have 10 fingers, right? It's a very human connection, these multiples, these digits. So it's a really important thing for us to keep KNYT at this ergonomic place that makes it very human in terms of how you can understand and interact with it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, with that, I think it's time for our first drawing. I'm going to go
Yay!
ahead and hit the draw button here. Let's see what we've got.
Can we see that? Can we see that? Can you see that on your
Attempting to
screen?
do a little screen share here.
Yeah, so you probably are going to have to add. No. So yeah, under present, if you go to present at the bottom here, yeah, and then screen. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Oh no. It was me that won. How is that
No.
possible?
You're gonna have to do that again.
We're gonna draw again.
Look at
That's
that
crazy.
lucky lady.
What? I'm not winning. That's nuts.
That would definitely.
It must be because I typed in like the. All right, we've got a winner. We've got a winner.
Oh,
That's not
Fakita,
me.
excellent, excellent. That's so wonderful. That's really great. I mean, Fakita is really awesome. We had a great conversation, really about intergenerationality and how KNYT COYN, and I'm not going to embarrass Fakita and talk about our conversation, but I'm just super stoked that you won that. That's great, excellent, congratulations. I'm so happy that you come through there. So yeah, we've got your details anyway. I've got your details for sure. Awesome. Yeah, you're proud owner of 186 additional KNYT COYN to whatever else you have already.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to our first winner. We're going to keep the giveaways going though, and keep another drawing about halfway through the convo we have planned here. So stay tuned and keep entering to win as new folks join, of course. Duplicate entries, while they are appreciated, I'm not sure that they're considered in the final total. But with that, I kind of want to open it up a little bit and talk about some of the exciting things that the metaKnyts universe has going on, as far as some of our exciting projects, and kind of the general consensus around how this is a tool to empower individuals through a decentralized ecosystem that kind of promotes autonomy and privacy, and how KNYT COYN is helping us do all of that.
Awesome. So who we got coming up next?
Well, we had Dave up on here, but I think he left us.
Oh, so Dave was like, yeah, I know he was struggling with reception a little bit. So I know he's going to be diving in and out. What is it, 6:31? Did we get Frederick with us? And I know Gizmo is here as well. So let's get Giz up. How do we get Giz up to the stage?
I think he's joined instead of as a guest. He's joined as an attendee. So I'll private message him the link one more time.
Perfect. I think Giz definitely. So while Caitlin's getting Giz on board, I can tell you about some of the exciting things that are coming with KNYT COYN. So again, metaKnyts is a crypto media franchise about one of the things actually that I think I'd love to talk about is iCubes and data sovereignty in a little bit more detail around that. Because one of the things that I think people don't realize with projects like this is that they really are long haul projects. It takes a long time to get these things to get going. And, the metaKnyts saga is really about, it's about all the ideas that we've spoken about, but we made those really concrete. So the first episode, again, we're all about the numbers. The pilot episode was called Gen 0 divided by 1, and that was just kind of playing around. And then season 1 begins with the Genesis block, which is a story about the birth of Bitcoin. But then it finishes, and I can show you this. Let's do this mode. And I will go like this. Yeah, so it actually ends with sorry, 1 second. Oops, and then we'll go like that. Production here is, yeah, so it ends with this is the final episode of metaKnyts season 1, which is called the Origin Cube. And we kind of, anyone who followed the emissaries, it was the Origin collection. But what I want to show you here is that right back from when we created the first concept around this, you could see the iCube was written into the story here. So you can see here, this is the emissary who, we did the whole PFP collection with, who is seeing the first. This is at the end of this, we're seeing the cube is actually brought to her. And then these are the other metaKnyts, Kaye and Oethu, who, again, I'm not going to put up too much spoilers here, but you can see them actually working with the iCube at the core of it. So what is this iCube? And I mentioned it a little bit earlier, this whole sort of idea of this information container. An iCube is basically a crypto information container, but it is revolutionary. It is nothing. It is basically, my humble belief is that the iCube is to information what Bitcoin was to money. And, it's very complex and it's a hard lot for people to understand. That's why we kind of created this story to showcase this. And KNYT COYN is the fundamental principle behind it is that content and information and data, if you will, are an asset, a real world asset. So KNYT COYN is the first of these new class of real world assets, information as an asset backed cryptocurrency. So we've been working on this for a very long time, over a decade, this protocol around information management. And we're going to be releasing the COYN protocol. And you might have seen at the top of the show, COYN is an acronym for currency of your network, as KNYT is an acronym for know now your truth, or know now your true currency of your network. And KNYTs is know now your true self. So there's always meaning embedded in all of these things, but KNYT COYN is the first currency of this new type of digital currency where we have information as an asset class that will be used to value the currency. And we think this is transformational. And that's really the heart of what the story and what the whole law is really all about. It's really about transition to this whole new framework whereby we all have information. It's kind of a means of distributing wealth equitably and according to the efforts of our activities around that going forward. So I just wanted to take a moment to talk about that as we get into it.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to announce that we have our first guest who has joined us. Hello.
Hey,
hello.
Chiz, how are you?
Pretty good. Good evening, everyone. I'm so excited.
Excellent.
We're so excited. We're very happy you've been able to join us tonight and you're able to share your insights. I don't want to take too much away. Dele just said, do you have any thoughts and reactions to kind of his imparting wisdom on what is powering the metaKnyts community and how digital and data sovereignty is a key driving factor in this ecosystem?
Yes, for me, it's been pretty much in the community from close to the beginning. I came in right near the tail end, and I was lucky to squeeze in at the tail end of the first Reg CF campaign. And I came into the metaKnyts community and started diving into the comic book series. So I wasn't really knowledgeable about data sovereignty until I started diving into the books. And then just having conversations with Dele. And that's one of the things that I'm excited about is the fact that Dele and his team are so available. If I've been in crypto now for a few years, and it's kind of hard to really get with teams that are available and give you information when you reach out to them. Mm-hmm. And just the data sovereignty part really got me excited, and just the unique way that the metaKnyts project is bringing that to the people in a digestible way, because as you both said, crypto is complicated. So part of it is how can people appreciate it if they don't understand it. And that's one of the things I've come across myself is I try to onboard people into crypto, and
Right.
I can get excited about stuff because I'm educated about it, but other people, they're like, oh, okay. And it's now you're starting to see people talk about AI, you start to see people talk about data sovereignty,
Hmm.
but it's people who are already in the know. The average person, they just talk about, social media takes my data, and I got to deal with it, but they don't talk about how it all works together and how it all works against us, and it doesn't profit us. So this I keep telling Dele, this is so timely, and I don't know if he's got a crystal ball somewhere where he sees the future, but everything is coming together that he's been working on, and it's just like, wow, metaKnyts is ahead of everybody.
Yep, absolutely. That's the thing that excites me so much about this is that digital literacy and understanding where your data is going and who has it and why don't you have control over it has always been important. But as AI continues to become more and more of a fixture in our lives, knowing how that information is being used is extremely powerful now more than ever. And the way that the comic makes it so digestible and easy to understand why that's important is like one of the things that excites me the most about the comics and the game. And then you're able to put it all together with the value of the coin. And it's like, oh my gosh, where has this been all my life?
Yes, I'm excited because there's so many pieces of it, and again, I give the team from metaKnyts a lot of kudos because I know a little bit about the team, and it's a small team, but they work so well together. This is a big undertaking. I don't know how many people on this call have experience dealing with product launches, dealing with games, dealing with publishing, but to be able to juggle all of that in such a short period of time. And we talk about the communities or communities in general in crypto, majority of the time don't have the patience. They want stuff in a year, they want stuff in months, and what they get is not good products if you look at what's out there right now, because the teams are trying to provide value, but most of them don't have experience in this. And this is another thing that, again, I fortunate to come across this because Dele and his team have experience. So this is, again, a unique in seeing what they're putting together. And now with this launch, it's just so wonderful to see it. I'm so happy for Dele and his team.
I think it's so important what you said about, if it's happening quickly, it might not be being done the right way. And on the other side of that, if it is done by people who have experience and it's being done quickly and something isn't feeling right, it probably isn't right. And that's something that I feel so proud to say, that the metaKnyts ecosystem and community is one that you can trust, and it's a very transparent process. It's a very open community, and I think that that's really something that we have to thank the metaKnyts team here for, but then also people like you who have made the community so vibrant and so valuable to be a part of, and so exciting to be a part of, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I've shared the comic book with people. I have friends who are not really into comics, but they like the whole data sovereignty, and they said once that wallet comes out, let me know, because I want that. I want to be able to navigate the web, and control my data. So there's something here for everybody. You don't have to be into comics. You don't have to be into gaming. But I think people are starting to recognize, again, what crypto is about independence, as you guys said at the beginning, about freedom. And that's what metaKnyts is offering the people.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of want to pick up on that thread and see if Dele wants to hop in here and talk about, what makes KNYT so unique, not just within the community of metaKnyts, but outside of it. And then get some folks to weigh in. I know we have some here who want to join.
Absolutely.
So we invite them here.
We'd love to bring Jiz back up for a bit more to talk about that as well. Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, really, it's a few things. I think, it's serendipitous, and this stuff kind of gives me goosebumps sometimes, really. you know, there's definitely, so let's start with the obvious stuff. Content, you know, metaKnyts, you know, we spoke about that last time. This isn't one of these crypto projects whereby, you know, we've launched a coin to try and build a franchise, and, you know, crypto does everything back to front, right? It's like, you know, the protocol isn't built, but we're going to sell a token, and then when we sell the token, we're going to use that to build the franchise. No, we've got a franchise, we've got a marketplace, we've got a story. And that's the foundational part of it, a story world that you can engage with, a portfolio of products. And you may not like comics and whatnot, and I get that, but you can also pass them on, and you can own the comics, you can own these collectibles. So KNYT will be able to buy merchandise and products from within our ecosystem. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that in a second, actually, because there's some really exciting stuff that we're doing in that sense. The second thing is data and information. So we're going to be launching a KNYT Cube. You know, I told you about the iCube protocol, and there's going to be iCube. We're going to be piloting the iCube protocol with the metaKnyts community. It's going to build into the game. It's going to build into the order of metaye. It's going to build into the whole ecosystem around how we can use data to optimize your experience and make this a better experience for you, and for you to get more out of metaKnyts. And monetize people for their participation, for their activities, for the value that the energy that they bring to this community, which is then the third thing, community, you know, currency of your network, coin. It's a unique context. We're not trying to build a new kind of social network. We're not trying to outmaneuver Facebook in that sense, much as they need outmaneuvering. That's not what we're trying to do. But there is value in your interactions with people, not just your data, because your data isn't just about, you know, it isn't just about the things you think or say. It's also about the things you do and how you interact with people. And what is the value of your network? That's something that we think is really important, in terms of, you know, what role do you play in spreading responsible information versus misinformation or disinformation? We can codify these things, and KNYT COYN is going, coin as a concept, as a framework, is a pioneer in that space. We are a pioneer in terms of data sovereignty. I guarantee you there is no information management protocol on the planet as sophisticated as the iCube protocol. And metaKnyts community and the KNYT Cube and the KNYT COYN are going to be the forerunners of this, and it is going to be a big thing. It's going to be a big thing that the world is, you know, it's you know, when we started this story back in 2018, we spoke about, for example, the fangs and the bats and the war between the East and the West to create a supercomputer and to create this this AI that could take over the world. And the metaKnyts were building an metaye, which is an AI that's dedicated around the people, all coming from the iCube, right? And look what's happened in the last 18 months with the birth of generative AI, the explosion that's happened there, and how AI has just sucked in, you know, the billions of dollars, knocking on trillions of dollars. I mean, it is trillions. NVIDIA is the world's most valuable company now, which, by the way, started from gaming. You should all check that out. GPUs, the primary use case for GPU technology was gaming 15 years ago. So NVIDIA came from gaming to be the frontier company for AI infrastructure and the most valuable company in the world today, trillions of dollars. So this has happened. You know, they say lightning doesn't strike the same place twice. It struck with NFTs. We were way ahead of that. We were way ahead. People didn't even know what NFTs were when we launched our campaign in 2019 on Start Engine. That's why we called them digital collectibles. And that whole tsunami of activity came and went. But we knew that it was a flash in the pan, because we're not about Bored Apes. We're not about that speculation. You know, we're not about that. We're about genuine crypto media. And we coined that phrase. We were the world's first crypto comic. So the provenance, even in that sense, is still dramatic. But it's come again with AI. It's come again. That lightning has struck again. And it's not the last one. There is another, you know, Zuckerberg really did a whole shape-shifting thing and misled the world with metaverse.
Yeah.
But the truth is that he was early. He was about 2 years early, because you couldn't really have the metaverse revolution before you had the generative AI revolution. But now the generative AI revolution has happened. Spatial computing, volumetric computing is going to be the next frontier. And that's going to be another multiplier. You bring AI, blockchain, and volumetric computing together, which again, metaKnyts is at the core of, at the center of. That's another revolution. So on that note, actually, I want to, so there's, let's get away from the highfalutin stuff and get back down to earth in some regards. And again, I know everyone here isn't into games, and gaming is not for everyone. But again, you don't have to be into cartoons to see the value of Disney as a company, right? And effectively, you don't have to be into comics to see the value of Marvel, which is essentially a Disney company now as well, right? As a company, this is create culture. So these are important observations to make in that sense. But I want to show you another partnership that we have, whereby you'll be able to buy things. These are the kind of things you'll be able to buy with KNYT COYN as well. So obviously you'll be able to buy inventory from the games, and this whole metaverse and volumetric space we've got an incredible strategy on what we're doing in the volumetric web, which is way too detailed to get into tonight. But this is one of our partners, Meta Stadiums, and you'll have heard from us about them in the past. And cryptos are always the crypto bros are all in hunting for Lambos, right? But I love cars. I'm a car guy. Anyone who knows me properly, I used to build cars. That's how I actually got into tech. So, but we have a partnership with Meta Stadiums and with Gravitas through that, who basically are the official, not some crypto bro speculative kind of, non-IP regulated, but genuine official factory recognized partnership with Lamborghini. So again, we shared in June when we did our Juneteenth promotion with Meta Stadiums. We have a sister IP called Black Salt, and Black Salt's a fantastic comic series, and it's the first one that we've partnered with outside of metaKnyts. And Black Salt, it's like a John Wick meets, it's like a James Bond, like a Black James Bond meets John Wick is kind of the concept. But through our partnership with Meta Stadiums and with Ratty Media and Black Salt, we're going to have 186 Lambos, Black Salt Lambos, that will be available to members of our community. We haven't figured out who's going to get it. Zero Nights will have preference, of course, but we're going to, those will be in Q1, and more details to come. But we basically have a partnership with Black Salt, and you'll be able to own these genuine Lambo digital replicas of Lamborghini Revueltos, which is like the hot new Lamborghini that's in the marketplace. So, really exciting things coming in the gaming side of it as well. And then on the AI side, we're doing groundbreaking stuff on the AI side. Our alpha game will come out. We're aiming for it towards the end of this year. And that's kind of part of what KNYT COYN is coming here. So you see the flying car here, the spinner as we call them, but you will also eventually be able to bring your Lambo into this environment as well, into this KNYT COYN environment too. And I'm just gonna let this play for a minute. This is like our Gen AI.
An intelligence agent turned digital revolutionary. My journey has taken me from the shadows of espionage to the forefront of the metaverse, where I fight for justice and liberation. How can I assist you today?
In this case, our developers writing these
cypherpunks
questions.
are a renegade group of digital revolutionaries dedicated to protecting freedom and privacy in the digital world. They fight against corporate tyranny and strive to create a decentralized and just metaverse. Led by the elusive Satoshi Nakamoto, they operate from the hidden stronghold known as the Citadel. They are my allies in the quest for digital sovereignty. Do you have any other questions about them? The metaKnyts are a group of heroes within the metaverse, each with unique skills and backgrounds, united by a common goal: to protect and liberate the digital world from oppressive forces. We come from various walks of life, but our paths converge in the fight against corruption and tyranny. Together, we leverage cutting-edge technology and ancient wisdom to challenge the status quo and safeguard the freedoms of all digital citizens. Any other questions about our mission or members?
So that's just a Gen AI that is basically, we've programmed and trained. It's like a non-player character, AI character, and you'll be able to own specific versions of this. This is like a very crude early version. It's going to be much more animated and stuff. And that's going to all be within the game. And the game is going to sort of have these different levels. And you'll see here, again, this is the more obvious play for KNYT, where you'll be able to see loot boxes, and you'll be able to buy inventory and buy weapons as you fight fangs in there. And so the game itself has these really got 3 levels, but there's the Digiterra aspect to it, which is really where you go to fight the fangs. And then there's the metaTerra, which is more the metaverse play. And that's more of a social space. So one is more like a hardcore gaming space, which is this here. And this is like the training area when you come into the game. But you can see like these loot boxes, you'll be able to get coins and weapons. And that's the power of having KNYT COYN, that will be able to actually give real coins, and you'll be able to earn real money from your play and interaction. And this is probably not for a lot of people on this call, but I guarantee your kids or your grandkids are going to go berserk about this. And then my son's already looking at games and where he can make money from playing them. But what's going to be powerful about it in the metaKnyts context is they're learning about digital sovereignty. They're learning about safety, how to be safe online, not through some high and mighty lecture, but just from playing, from doing things that are fun, having joyful, fun times, being able to not only earn from their data and understand the power and value of their data in terms of how it can be used, but also in terms of how to protect it and how to protect their intellect. That's the thing now with AI. It's not just about information anymore. It's now really kind of locked into this whole position around IP and intellect, and trust and all of that. So, we're really excited about how KNYT COYN is going to be integrated into this kind of digital world play thing, but then beyond that, in the screen and beyond the screen as well. So really excited.
I want to get some reactions from some of our guests here, but before we do that, I'm going to share my screen for our next giveaway. Give me 1 second here. We've got, it was running while we were chatting, so let's see.
Awesome. So let me come out here.
Go. Oh, I was sharing mine.
No, sorry, I did it. You go ahead. You put you on yours, please. Sorry, my mistake. Aha, Jalen Pelletier, excellent. Well done, Jalen. You're a winner. I'd love to. So on the last one, can we see the spin so people can actually see? Because it's really cool how you see all the different faces coming up.
Yeah, I'll go live for our final one, for the final draw, so we can see all of the rest of the names that are coming in. But yeah, no, that's so exciting, and we'll make sure that we follow up here and get your contact if we don't already have it.
Awesome.
Okay, well, I'm going to stop sharing my screen so that we can get back to the convo. I know we just talked about a lot of really exciting integration, so I want to make sure that we give some time for some reactions to that.
Awesome. And I see we've got Dr. Dave, as I like to say, on as well. So
like it.
There we go, Doctor. It's the diggy doctor. You're on mute, Dr. Dave.
Hey, how we doing?
Excellent. So fantastic to see. Yeah, this is the doctor behind the code. It's a lot of stuff goes into making this stuff happen, and we don't have a big team. Gizmo and I was absolutely right. But these are the Dr. Dave is really he's really pulled out the stops on the KNYT COYN and on so much of our projects. over the years as well. So yeah, great to have you here.
Listen, it's good. It's great to be here too, Caitlin. It's great to see you. I know we've been hitting back and forth in the chats. So it's good to see you. And
I know it's great to put a face to the name and all of that. I was like, I can't wait to meet you on the computer later.
I know, right? And how great was it seeing G, right? After all this time, that was really cool. And listen, you're giving me too much credit. Everybody, he loves to flatter. And I keep telling him it's only going to get him some biscuit and gravy later. It's not going to actually get him any code. But at the end of the day, what's so exciting about this project is the vision, where he's going. Nothing that we're building exists. And it's easy when you're a developer and you have a CEO or someone that has a great idea. They come to the table and they say, I want to build X. And here's Y that's already out. Here's Z that's already out. Now give me a version of that with some tweaks and make X. That's easy. And that's what the whole world does. How many people are going to launch social media? All of that stuff is just a duplication of the same, not with Deli. Every single thing you build does not exist anywhere, and you build it from scratch, and you build it organically so that you can do some of those main things that's in the metaKnyts ecosystem, which is, of course, data sovereignty and privacy and ID, ensuring that what you're contributing to does not exploit you as a person. We have, I hate it when some pundit or commentator, or you go to this conference, someone says, oh, the whole world is sheep and you should go crypto. It's not that they're sheep. It's that the people who controls those things force you. You don't click the terms and service boxes without reading it. You're being exploited when you click it. But in order to use what they've made easy for you in your life, they force you to forfeit your identity, your data, and everything that you have. And what Deli is creating is a way for you to participate in Web 2, Web 3, and all of these other economies, in all of these products and services, yet still maintain your identity and privacy. You can click those terms and service buttons all you want to. You and your personal data won't be exposed as you go. And as we build the framework and the architecture to leverage technologies like blockchain, AI, having all of these different tools available to us to ensure that these cubes protect you is key. That's what we're doing. That's what we're building every day. So I'm excited about it. I know the community is excited about it. And listen, if you're one of those members of the community and you jump in and all of a sudden you don't have, you feel left behind, or you don't have the technical expertise, you don't feel that mastery that you do in Web 2, I just want you to think back to those days when you very first saw an ATM or an ATM card. Some of you that are as old as I am, cell phones and computers. Remember that feeling you had? You knew, you didn't quite know. But you kept dealing with it and kept dealing with it. Now look at you, you're going to a gas station, tapping your card and you're moving on. You've sort of allowed yourself to have this technology aid you in your everyday life. The exact same thing is happening with blockchain. The exact same thing is happening with Web3 and metaverse. The only thing that we're going to do here on the metaKnyts side of the house is build an architecture and ecosystem that allows you to move through that space comfortably and confidently, knowing that you're not being exploited. If you want your data to go somewhere, we'll figure out a way for you to monetize it, and you make that decision. You don't have to give up everything about you just so some corporation can then package and sell your data. I'm sorry, I talked too long, but that's where we are.
No such thing. No such thing. What you said reminded me so much. There's a viral clip of the Today Show from years and years ago. I think it was Katie Couric saying something new is happening. It's called the internet. And then they're like, what is the World Wide Web? So is it just, you just type on it? Like, what do you do with it? And now the fact that we think about the internet as something that, you have on your phone and you like have it everywhere. It's like the concept of not understanding the internet is so foreign to us at this point.
exactly
also
what's going to happen with blockchain. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. Soon, we're gonna have like Anderson Cooper, saying, and crypto and Web3, what is that? But you picked up on another really interesting point that I don't want us to drop, which is that this ecosystem really is here for the people and here to make people comfortable in the Web3 space, in the crypto space. And that's something that I feel has excited me the most about joining this project, because it's a true digital literacy ecosystem, and it goes beyond just, using crypto. It's about empowering our community to understand and navigate all of these complexities that can look a little intimidating or a little scary with a lot of confidence. And so that's why we're so committed to creating safe spaces like we have with metaKnyts, and with the support chat on WhatsApp, which we're going to make sure that everyone here knows how to access. We've sent out emails about it. We'll throw it up on social media too. But, as the metaKnyts narrative explores these themes of digital sovereignty and decentralization, we want to make sure that every member of the community feels very informed and well-equipped to manage these. So whether you're new to crypto or you're looking to deepen your understanding, our community is here to help folks with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that I feel encouraged about, I can't remember her name in one of the chats, but she chimed in. She was trying to buy KNYT. She had questions. She didn't even have any difficulty. She just had some questions. And she mentioned her age, how old she was, and the fact that she was buying it for her grandson because her grandson was into it. And my initial thought was, exactly, way to go. But then kudos to you. Right, you can be, a late Gen Xer and still participate in this system. And so, I applaud her and I applaud the community.
Well, that picks up on a really important point, and I want to bring in, anyone who wants to join this chat who's in the queue here. But as the concept of wealth evolves in the digital age, how do you see KNYT COYN playing a role in kind of building and transferring intergenerational wealth, especially for, the metaKnyts community?
Well, I know I'm interested. I've been with metaKnyts since the beginning. Start Engine, the rounds, WeFounder. But my nephews, I've been spending so much money on them for the games that they played, and they're so excited. Like when I got my motion NFTs, Uncle Fred, when the next one coming out? I'm like, I gotta wait. I'm gonna get it when it come. I'm gonna give it. You gonna know? Yeah. So they've been over here all week. They're on their way now. They won't catch the webinar, but it's gonna be recorded, so we'll look at it again.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Shout out to them. What? I wish they were here to join you on camera.
Yeah, they'll be on the way. And my grandson in New York, he's 7. I sent him the YouTube video of the game, so he losing his mind.
Yeah.
My gaming days, they're pretty much over. I might do a little 2K every once in a while, but it's really for them. And to understand, the games are for them, the entertainment, but the knowledge is for me. Yeah. Because I've been with crypto a little bit, but not just really in depth. And Mr. Atanda, when we first started, they gave us NFTs for Christmas as a gift for early investors. But in order to get it, we had to do it. So that's when I started getting a little familiar, more and more familiar. And now with the KNYT COYN, I know it's going to hit. I dropped 400 and got me like 300 KNYT COYNs last week, and I was having trouble doing it. Caitlin, I was even writing to everybody like, yo, I can't get in.
Keeping the chat going.
Yeah.
So true.
But it was cool. I've been emailing back and forth with Mr. Atanda for years now. So I was happy to be at Zero Night, and I'm just looking forward to everything that's on the way. Onward and upward, metaKnyts, baby. Oh, my AI, I got like 8 characters.
Excellent.
I be at work showing people, I'm like, look, I'm gonna turn my head, They're like, yo, I'm like, this is state of the art. It's state of the art. I'm talking, they like, it's talking with you. I'm like, yeah, that's metaKnyts, baby.
Love it, man.
Yes,
Love it.
sir.
That is awesome. No, it's so true. We have it. Yeah, that's awesome. No, thank you so much, Frederick.
Very welcome.
We are completely a community-led, community-funded, community supported project. We're here for you, like you're here for us. So that's just loving it. I can't wait to get your nephews into the games and all the stuff coming. It's all coming.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for stopping by. And we love it, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, you're gonna get your 0 nights bonuses. I remember because we closed that Start Engine campaign, and Freddie was like, "Oh, but I can't get to be a 0 night. What's gonna happen?"
I know you remember me. I was blowing you up. I'm like, I gotta be a 0 night.
No, you definitely deserve it, man. You definitely deserve it.
Sir.
So thank you. All right, one love.
Well, Deli, I want to give you an opportunity to chat a little bit about how your vision for KNYT and metaKnyts kind of builds this intergenerational wealth, and how you envision users taking control of their data in practical ways, and how the blockchain and decentralized technologies play a role in this vision kind of coming to life.
Well, I mean, I think we've already heard it there from a lot of our investors and community members and knights of the order already. But yeah, it's an intergenerational story. The kind of work that we are doing here. I always used to, let me put it in context. I've always been, when I was growing up, I wanted to be an architect. So I was always into building things. And, actually, I decided not to be an architect when I went to Italy, and I stood outside the Colosseo, and I realized it's like the dead designing for the living. Because, as an architect, you build this stuff and it's got to stay here. And when you're long and gone, the world has to live with it. So that's one thing. But the other thing that was always fascinating me is like cathedrals. Like you go around Europe and there are these cathedrals that took 200 years to build. So that means like the architect that actually originally designed those buildings knew he was never going to see the end of it, was never going to see that building finished. Those people who laid those foundations, they were never going to see that cathedral finished. But they knew that it was something that was so important for their community that they did it. And there were generations of them that just continued building until you got this finished thing. And that's what it is. That's how intergenerational wealth. And I'm not talking about money in that sense alone. I'm talking about a full richness of being. And that's where it comes really interesting. Money and information have the same origins. It's 5,000 years ago, if you will. That's kind of by modern records, and that's disputed. But even still, even if you go by that account alone, money and information came together. So the ability to transfer information and money is how we build intergenerational wealth. And how we did that traditionally? How we traditionally passed on knowledge, passed on survival tactics, passed on the keys to wealth management and wealth ownership through storytelling. That's what humans have done. That's been our superpower as a species, is our ability to tell stories that can connect us to these really important survival skills. And so that's really the vision of KNYT COYN and metaKnyts. In that sense, it's really survivalware, that becomes a foundation on not just how we survive, but how we thrive and how we generate true prosperity and freedom.
Yeah. And I think that, within that, something that the metaKnyts community brings is like the social capital aspect of it, because social capital is so important for building up other aspects of your capital. And this metaKnyts community is there to provide that community and there to provide that social capital. And that is something that's so exciting to me about the ecosystem that you've built.
Currency of your network, right? That's exactly what that means, right?
What do they say? It's not what you know, it's who you know, right?
Exactly.
Well, before we get into our final drawing of the evening, where I will screen share for the full time, I want to get us a little Q&A opportunity. We have a question here. What makes one a zero night?
It's a great question. So essentially, money does make society go round. But you can effectively, because we are so early in the formation of the Order of Metaye and the mission around education and empowerment and training, we've kind of built the foundational pieces for this now. So effectively, you become a zero night by investing over $1,000 into metaKnyts, whether that's through our Reg CF or through coins, and it can be a combination of them as well. So one of the things we're doing is recognizing everyone's previous investment and using that, to elevate people's status. So in the Order of Metaye, we have 4 levels. And this is important. I'll break this down here so that we can get this very clear. Basically, we have 4 levels. Zero Nights is our highest level. Our lowest level is metaKnyts. And effectively, they are KNYT. So these words, a lot of the lore of metaKnyts comes from Yoruba culture, which is like one of the oldest African cultures, West African cultures, and the stories of the Dogon and in the Mennonite story, Ifar and Dogon cosmology are embedded into it. But Yoruba is a very ancient African language, so we use a lot of. In fact, we really kind of do this confluence of Yoruba, Latin, and English in terms of the core building blocks of the metaKnyts lore. So meta is 3, as I say, and the KNYTs are effectively third knights, and that's our entry level. So anyone who is invested in us automatically gets inducted into the Order of Metaye. Anyone from our Reg CF is inducted into the Order of Metaye as a KNYT, which is aka a metaKnyt, foundation, and acolyte. Next level up is then what is a KNYT. So like Deji, the hero of our story, the protagonist, KG is a second knight, right? So second knight is that second tier up. In terms of investment at the moment, I think it's over 500 or 599, depends on. In the Knight coin it's 599, in the Reg CF it was over $500. You become a KNYT. Next level up is then a first knight. So we flip over when we get to the first, and then finally zero knight is the highest level. That's currently, and of course we are all about equity and opportunity. So through gaming and through the community and through collecting, there will be other ways to become zero knights, and there's a lot we're building in now. So yes, there's a financial part, but it's not only going to be a financial part. It's going to be very meritocratic, and the idea is that by way of having knowledge about metaKnyts, by having knowledge about the community, by having knowledge about data sovereignty, by having knowledge about all of crypto skills, it's basically about becoming crypto active. Because the Order of Metaye basically has 3 components to it. One is what we call the Knight School, and that's really about education and training and skill development and becoming digital literate, data literate, self-sovereign, understanding the space. The second is the Knight Grid. That's the social network community, then the community grid, and how we know each other, help each other, find each other, support each other. And then there's the Zero Night Club, which is the nightclub effectively, which the pinnacle is the Zero Night Club. So the nightclub, and there are different kinds of nightclubs. Nightclubs based on different interests and affinity groups is what we're going to grow. And we'll grow DAOs, like these decentralized autonomous organizations around each of these as well. So Zero Nights is really sort of the pinnacle of our order, and it will get harder to become a zero night as our community grows. That's definitely part of the intention. But we've got about 180. I kid you not, we ironically have, I think it's 185 zero nights at the moment. It's like just like almost 186. It was 186 at one point. I think one person moved out or something. It's like this actually ironically out of 3,000, almost 4,000 investors, there's 180 something zero nights.
Yeah, that's crazy. Maybe by the end of the day, we'll have 186.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure when we add up the WeFunder and what we've already done over the last couple of weeks, I think, yeah, definitely.
All right, well, I'm gonna share my screen again so we can do our final giveaway of the evening. I'm gonna go to this screen right here and draw again.
Awesome. There we go. So we see it spinning so everyone can see actually the process. Wonder Sheffield. Excellent.
Hey.
Excellent.
Congratulations. Oh no, I didn't mean to stop sharing. I'm
Wanda.
so sorry, Wanda.
Excellent. So Wanda, make sure we get your details for sure so we can make sure you get your 186 coins.
Yeah, let me share that screen again. It went away right after I exited out, but here we go. We got Wanda, our winner. So exciting. And I double checked our registry, and it looks like we've got everyone's emails on file who's won. I'm double checking Wanda's as we speak because I want to make sure that everyone is able to get their coin. All right, Wanda, we've got your Gmail right here. Dele, before we wrap things up here, I want to give you an opportunity to walk folks through how to buy the coin one more time. Since this is our public sale event, I figured we should cover that ground more than once. If you just want to do a quick run through.
Sure, I can do that very quickly. So I will, if you put my screen up, I can, I'll tell you what, let's pull you out of it. I will go here like this and present my screen. Okay, and I will go here. So basically you go to KNYT pretty straightforward. When you get here, then you will go to buy now, and you can go straight to buy.knyt.com as well if you want to do that. And as I showed you before, you can also come and buy them in the KNYT COYN wallet, in the Knight wallet. If you've already got one of those as well, you can buy your coin directly in wallet. But basically the first thing that will happen here is you connect your wallet, and effectively I showed earlier, hopefully this is going to, yeah. So the first prompt you'll get here is connect wallet. You'll see here, you decide how many coin you want to buy. This is up here, tells you how many. The minimum is 50, which is about $65. So you can enter an amount here. You know, we've got some high rollers who want to do big numbers, for example, and you'll see, let's do something a little bit more. Actually, let's do something really interesting. And then, so this will tell you how much that is worth in ETH. And you can then copy that, put this in here, and you have to make sure there's no space at the end of it, and that will tell you how much it is in dollars. But you know, I mean, I'm just showing, but you know, you do obviously smaller amounts here like that as well. So but you'll be able to work out here how much that is in dollars, just so you have a sense and know, and you know, want to make sure that the funds are in the account ready to do that. And then basically you connect wallet. And as I say, if you're already crypto savvy, you can connect your MetaMask wallet or Coinbase wallet accordingly. And that way your coins will be minted to your MetaMask account. If you don't have any of that at the moment, you can sign in with your social login or create a user email address or phone number or passkey even. And that will then create a wallet for you. A wallet's kind of like an email address in the crypto world, but it's encrypted and you have control over it. So essentially, when you create a wallet with any of these accounts, it will create a wallet for you, and then you can use that to sign in. I'm going to use email because that's what I actually have done it. Actually, you know what? I'll show you. I'm going to show you with Gmail this time, just so you can see slightly different path here. So I've got a Gmail account. I think I've got a Gmail account already associated with this. So I'm just going to use this one, and it will go through sign in with my Gmail using my social login, and takes a minute for this to do that. Okay, so now once it does that, it will go buy now. So now at this point, you basically have a wallet. So you see I had an email here before, now I've got my Gmail. Your wallet ID is behind this. You can't see it at this stage. It's telling you how much gas fees are. Yeah, it's 0.005 ETH to buy 550 Litecoin. So you can choose payment method. Again, like I say, you can choose crypto. I don't think there's any crypto associated with this. It'd probably tell me, no, actually there is a little bit of crypto in my wallet, but not enough all the same. So you can go back at any point, and then you choose credit card, and then it will tell you how much it's going to be on your credit card. And you basically will come to this window here where you will then be connected to your Stripe account, which is basically a linked Stripe account. So this can take a minute or so for this to come up, but effectively it will come up, and then it will ask you, is this the wallet address? This is the same wallet address actually for me. So yes, I'm going to say yes, I want to use that wallet, because fortunately I've connected that wallet with my social login as well. So it's actually using the same email and social login, and that's fine. And then it will ask me to add a payment method, and it should pick up the one that I have already. And then basically I select it, you review order. I'm not going to process this one again, because I've got quite a lot of Litecoin on this at the moment. But basically you pick it here, you review your order, and then basically you decide if you want to go forward with it, and then basically you pay, and then this goes through a process. You'll see it can take a couple of minutes for it to come up, but effectively what will come up once this completes, it will complete that transaction, and then you will come back to this and it will say that this is ready, and then you basically complete it and resolve it. I'm not going to do that at this stage because I've already done it a few times, and I want to kind of over use that wallet for it, but it's pretty straightforward. And then you'll get your Litecoin, it will be in your wallet, and you'll see your wallet address, and you can then put it in Etherscan and basically process your payment from there very straightforwardly. So let me come out of there, and it's really as straightforward as that. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. But again, if you have any problems, actually I'll just go back here and show you this. If you have any problems whatsoever, just hit this support button, and that will bring you to our WhatsApp group. You can either do it on your desktop or on your mobile, and you join the chat, and we're pretty responsive on the end of that, able to take any questions you have or walk you through. We've walked a few people through this process. It's been a little bit painful for some people to get that done. So yeah, we're going to do that. And actually, one thing I will say as well is there was a bug, and it was difficult for some people are trying to answer the question in the chat. Yeah. But yes, sorry, I was saying Abraham Lincoln. Some people were having problems processing their transactions over the last 3 days. So one thing we are going to do, particularly for all of our previous investors, is we'll give the private round multiples for the next 3 days for anyone who purchases from today till the 25th, basically, because I know some people were struggling, and the site, there was a bug, and credit card transactions couldn't be processed. But Dr. Dave, the code doctor, fixed it, and it's all running smooth and fine now. So we will still give those private tier perks to our Order of Mitai members, our previous investors, or friends of previous investors, and to anyone who makes an investment in these short times now. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, let's just quickly go through some of these answers. 186 is the total supply of liquidity. No, there there's 1.86 million tokens in this TGE. We do 10 different batches. There's 18 million total in the smart contract of KNYT, and that is in as a homage to the importance of the number 1860 in our community. But that's not the reason why 1860 is important, I'm afraid. And yeah, the Abraham Lincoln, that's the different variants. Yes, legendary editions. That's very true as well. But again, these are all in recognition of 186, not the reason why 186 is the number. Let's see, is there any other responses there? No.
Those were the ones that I saw. The ones that have been towards the bottom were
Right,
the only ones.
Right. So yeah, there's a good attempts, but I'm afraid not. I mean, look, we've been running this for a while. No one's come even close, I dare say.
Can you drop a clue, like a little clue?
No.
Oh, come on. I'm rooting for you guys. I'm trying so hard to get you guys this KNYT coin.
Let me see if I can give a little bit of a clue.
Oh, someone here, code to the metaverse?
Code to the metaverse. No. I would just say, what I would say is you need to think in a really fundamental basis. You know, think about fundamental realities. That's kind of as much of a clue.
I think they're more confused now. No, I'm just kidding.
You have to kind of get out of your frame of reference and think.
So you want people to get meta?
You gotta go really meta. But it's not subjective. It's concrete in a way. It's that's what I'm saying. Fundamental reality. You know, you think about fundamental realities. Think about natural laws. That's a big clue. Think about natural laws of the universe.
I'm rooting for one of our lovely attendees to get this. They're gonna crack the code.
So am I.
Well, we are just about right at time. I want to give Dele a quick opportunity to say anything else, any final parting words, maybe direct people to knightcoyn.com. I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, knightcoyn.com, as you can see under there, please buy. And, this is the beginning, and support us. Like I say, we're completely community funded. But, this is a way to build, a dollar that we can spin around ourselves and use to generate real prosperity among the community and pass that on intergenerationally. It's a real thing in that sense. Someone did ask a question about layer 2 and gas fees. There are compromises and choices, and I agree, and we understand that. But we also understand we're building something foundational in that sense as well, and that's why we want to get as close to the primary protocols. We believe that KNYT and iCubes and where we're going is the third generation of cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin being the first, Ethereum being the second. And we would have loved to have really issued KNYT on Bitcoin as a, BRC20, but it's just not, that wasn't practical and for lots of reasons at the moment. But we do want to stay close to the foundational technologies in terms of how we go about building this. So I do understand that. But yeah, no, I think I want to first of all give a massive shout out and thanks to Caitlin, who's just done a phenomenal job here. And I'll ask everyone to join me in really applauding her in organizing this event and also managing the community as we evolve, as we've gone through this KNYT launch process. Baptism by fire. She's really dived in at the deep end, and it's really exciting. I'm really excited by what we're going to do together. What people may not know about Caitlin as well is that she's I know Caitlin through work that we have done in the policy area in DC. So she heads up community for an organization that represents small businesses and startups on Capitol Hill with the Senate, with the White House. I visited the White House with Caitlin and her organization. I visited the SEC and many other of the corridors of power that set the legislation and policy on how crypto and small businesses and privacy is being legislated in this country. So our partnership here is really material in terms of our strategy to really change things. We've always, my background with, with metaKnyts and with the Internet Foundation, we've always been at the vanguard of policy. So this is something we are very much aligned on, Caitlin and I. And I think, we thank everyone for supporting our South by Southwest appeal. That's really part of this journey of bringing this out. We're going to need policymakers. We're going to need cultural commentators. We're going to need journalists to be part of what we're trying to build here, the movement that we're trying to grow. So, we're small, but we're laser focused and very capable team. So I'm really, really proud of what Caitlin's work has been and the work that we are doing and the strategy that we're doing here as well. So I really want to thank her tremendously. Again, a big shout out to Dr. Dave, my co-doctor, for all of his great work, and the other guys behind the scene that you don't see, Maiwa, Cyprian, Tayo, I know they're not on the call and they're not here. They're all kind of working heavily in the background, but these guys actually make everything we do possible from a tech perspective. So I really, and Z as well, I want to kind of really shout out the dev team, and they're going to be the superstars that are building the tools that are going to give us the freedom that we're all seeking for in this space. And then lastly, I just really want to thank you, our community. I thank everyone for being here, for putting your time, giving us your time this evening. We really appreciate it. We don't take any of it for granted. And we also appreciate your support. We appreciate every KNYT coin holder, every Metaia Media shareholder, every metaKnyts NFT holder out there. You're all part of this movement, to build a better, freer, more inclusive and equitable digital future for all of us. So thank you all, and good night, and we'll see you on the other side.
Good night. Thanks so much. We'll see y'all later.